Hello, YouTube. Based on my profile saying that I'm an empath, I've had a few people email me and ask me what an empath is. So I thought this is a great opportunity for me to take to break that stereotypical mold of what people think empaths are like. I am not a New Age spiritualist. I'm not a tree hugger. I'm not a naturalist who eats granola and sits in the middle of the forest nude meditating. I am a Christian who happens to have the ability to feel other people's emotions with intense clarity. If people are sad, angry, mad, happy, I feel those feelings and I feel them very intensely. When I was a kid, I would befriend the underdog, the girls that were overweight or the nerds or the people that other people didn't tend to befriend. Were the people that I felt more comfortable with, I think basically because they were hurting and I could alleviate that a little, and that's what an empath sort of does. As an adult, being an empath is very difficult if you don't know that that's why you're having these overwhelming feelings. So you wonder if something's wrong with you. You tend to seek medical help and see a lot of psychiatrists, and they put you on a lot of antidepressants that you don't need, and until you come across someone who can tell you, hey, there's nothing wrong with you, you're an empath. And then it's like, oh, what? And if you do some studying into it on the internet, granted, almost every site is a New Age site, and the only thing that I can think of is that somehow they feel it's okay to capitalize on their gift. But the basics of the feelings are the same. And it's just nice to know there's a word. There's a word for what you are. You're not crazy. You're not weird. There is an actual gift and an actual word for it. And then you can start learning how to calm it down a little so that you can think clearly. So that's what being an empath's like. You can tell when people's intentions are good and when they're not, when someone means to do you harm or doesn't mean to. With me, I'm a little different than the average empath. I haven't seen much out there that flows along the lines of how I feel things. I feel very intensely, but I also get pictures of what's behind those feelings. If someone's very, very happy, I get a picture in my mind, maybe of a man proposing to a woman, and that's why she's so happy. It's just a picture behind the emotion, and I haven't really read too many people who have talked about that, so I don't know how common that really is. I just know that's my experience. So there's some ways to tell if you are an empath. There are certain telltale signs. Probably for me, the most intense sign that of course is when I didn't know what it meant, I thought I was nuts, is my sensational feelings towards the media outlet. If I read stories about children being harmed or molested, or people who have been raped or tortured, or natural disaster victims in the newspaper, I'd cry. I would feel their pain with great clarity. And that's just empathy in itself, though, and everybody is capable of empathy, or everyone should have empathy for their fellow man. I'm not going to say much for the politicians, because sometimes I wonder how much empathy they really have in them. But in general, everyone's capable of having empathy. Just an empath just has an extraordinary amount of it. And when I watch movies, TV shows, I don't do that anymore, but I used to. I used to watch CSI and ER and things like that. And I would get very, very upset during certain scenes if a woman was being raped or a child was being molested or someone was being tortured. I would just intensely just be angry, just furious. It really bugged me. It was really hard for me to deal with. And one night I thought, why do I do this to myself? I know that it emotionally affects me. And really, is watching someone get raped entertainment? is watching a child be molested, or the persona that this is happening to the child, because they never really show it. Um, is that entertainment? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be for me, and it shouldn't be for anyone else. But for me, it was especially devastating. So to each your own. But I'm telling you here, right now, watching someone get raped on TV is not entertainment. It just isn't. But that's just me. Anyways, we'll move on. So sensationalism to the media is one outlet of knowing. Another one is not being comfortable in crowds. An empath who doesn't know how to block some of that emotional noise will avoid being in grocery stores and malls and going to movies with friends and things like that. They're just not comfortable with that. They feel pain. You can feel intense physical pain. And no, there's nothing medically wrong with you. Your leg could hurt, and it could hurt very intensely, all out of the clear blue. And you don't know what's wrong. And 2 hours later, your brother calls, and he fell off his roof, and he broke his leg, and your leg doesn't hurt anymore. It all makes sense. And if you're connected to them emotionally, they can be on the other side of the universe, and you'll still be connected. You'll still have those feelings. And that's just because an empath is very in tune with feelings. Mood swings. Mood swings are not uncommon. That makes sense. But you can be in a very good mood, a great mood, and your roommate comes home, and before they shut the door, you are pissed off. You're angry, you're agitated, you're annoyed, and 10 minutes later, your roommate tells you what a horrible day they had at work and all the things that went wrong. And it explains how your mood just changed so suddenly, just because of the emotions that your roommate was having. So mood swings are real common. Empaths tend to be night owls. It's quieter at night, less emotion bombardment because people are usually sleeping, so they tend to be pretty good night owls. People tell you their secrets. They just open up to you. You can be on a bus, and a total stranger will tell you every skeleton in their closet. And while they're telling you, they'll tell you, I don't know why I'm telling you this. And that's good, though, because empaths are natural born counselors who keep people's secrets, and they tend to have friends who feel they're easy to talk to, and you tend to end up counseling a lot of your friends. Empaths are, some of them feel closer to animals than to people. I feel closer to people than to animals. But you're able to sense if an animal's sick or hurt, and the animal can just trust you more than the average person. Now, there's New Age empaths who say they can feel the emotions of trees and flowers. I like to go out in the forest, but I can honestly say that the trees and the plants have never emotionally talked to me. I think that's a more New Age thing, but I don't know. It just has never happened to me. I can feel the things that an animal can feel, but not a tree. So I don't know. So if I had to sum it up in a nutshell, empaths are like emotional bloodhounds. They can sniff out other people's feelings, and they just know whether someone is going to harm them or not, or whether they're evil or not. So if you think you might be an empath and you have some questions, please leave the comments down in the comment box right there, I think it is. And rate this video, please. Thank you so much. And remember, you don't have to be a granola eating naturalist nude meditating in the middle of the forest to be an empath. Have a great day, YouTube.